Alright, so this is how I did this steering linkage for the bottom of this bike, where it goes along the bottom. I gotta say that I'm totally copying somebody else on this. I'm totally copying a guy named Phil Vanderlei, who has a really excellent video on building a cargo bike like this. There's a lot of this aspects that I'm doing slightly differently than what he did, but cargo bikes are a cargo bike, but this thing I am doing pretty much exactly the way he did. But I'm gonna show you how I did it anyways, for continuity of this video series. Alright, so on this rod here, basically we have this rod. I'm not sure about the diameter and the strength of this. It's yet to be tested out, and so I'm not sure if this will work or not. But so far we've got, this is a 1/2 inch tube I'm using here, and I'm using like 1/4 inch hardware. So this heim joint up here, this is a 1/4 inch heim joint with 1/4 inch bolt and 1/4 inch nuts on it. That's what I'm using.
And so, but the way this goes,
basically starting from the very bottom of our steering column here, this is where you'd actually, the handlebars would be up there, this guy, and then this would go up to the front there. From this connection, we've got this guy here. And so there's a bolt here that bolts on to this guy. And the basic idea here is, so I've got some nylon washers here and also some zinc coated metal washers here. Basically the premise here is that these guys onto my bolt, so that the nylon one would be on the inside, and then this guy will go through here like that, and then on the other side we do another nylon washer like that, another metal washer, and this guy will go attach onto here, and then we have a nylock washer that we stick on the bottom here. Then on the inside of this guy, it's the same sort of deal. We'd have a couple of these nylon washers that would go inside here, and then you've got a bolt and a nylock nut on the bottom here, and that allows you to tighten these things up and adjust the tension so that this thing moves, but it isn't loose. You know, like right now it's a little wobbly. And then back here we've got tube has a nut welded onto the end of it, and then that allows it to thread onto this threaded rod here, which is actually welded onto this little sort of U-joint. That allows you to do some adjustments here in terms of the length of this rod. And then this end we've got the heim joint here. The heim joint has a similar situation here where the heim joint just threads in to a nut that's welded onto the tube here. And there's another nut on there so that you can lock it in. So you can adjust this guy lengthwise and then tighten this nut here down and lock it in so it doesn't move around. Alright, so that's how the steering linkage is set up, and then it works. You know, you just turn the steering wheel up here, and in theory the wheel up in front will move, you know, just like that. But I really kind of need to mock this thing up. I got to put the bearing cups in there, get the little steering arm and all that stuff down, and I still need to do the steering. There's a linkage that goes up to the front here from the steering tube here, and so I got to do that still. And I really have to mock it out, put things together in order to do that. So that's what we're doing today. All right, now I'm gonna try and clean out the inside of this pipe a little bit. There's like the weld seam is there, and there's a little bit of stuff from when I cut it there that's sort of overlapping on the inside. So I got my little Dremel. All right, go ahead, bang it in. All right, there the bearing cups are on. Here's a steering tube. Stick this guy in here. I've already got like the bearings and stuff on the bottom there. Alright, then the top we've got the bearing. Boink. Now we can put the wheels on and sort of set this on the ground, see how much space we've got. Alright, so rear wheel. Then get the bearing cups for the front as well. Amazing. Amazing. Alright, so now we need to make the steering linkage. It's a little spacer! Haha! Isn't that great? Yeah, that should work. It should function as a spacer. The two little spacers made out of nuts there. Just drilled them out. Pretty simple.